Yeah, the thing is, this body positivity movement in itself is already such a controversial topic. I then went into stripping.
And if you're mixing professional and personal connects, and it gets very tricky.
Yeah, if there's any industry that you want to be in where there's a lot of exploitation from both sides, then this is the field you go into.
Hi again. How are you?
Hi,
How have you
I'm
been?
well, thank you.
Oh, nice, nice. Actually, our last talk went really well. So here is the second part of it. We have limited time, so last time we kind of couldn't go to the all the amazing other points that we had discussed. So we'll try to cover them in this talk. Let me get straight to the point. We'll just say, can you just tell us your name and basics again for a short time, and then we'll get,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. I am in Nepal, Pokhara. I'm Celeste, I'm from South Africa, but I live in Malaysia. I am a dancer, director, producer, choreographer. I do wellness, I do yoga, I'm an entrepreneur, so many things. But for today's video, we are concentrating on dance.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, thank you. I'm Maithily. I'm based in Pune. I'm a yoga teacher and a dancer, contemporary dancer. And I met Celeste in Dhamshala and we clicked and we just started talking about dance a lot. And I thought that it was so amazing to know your journey and your perspectives and so much experience you have that I wanted it to share it with other people. So here we are with the second part of our talk. So, last time you told how the dance has helped you mentally, physically, spiritually, and it just is an amazing tool. Like it becomes a part of your life. So, I would like to know how we can use dance as, means of not only entertainment, but as education or, something that really helps other people as well. So the medium of art, how we can use it in the education system and in the entertainment industry as well. What is your take on it?
Okay, so of course, when I was a dancer, like I said before, I just had to do whatever the artistic director or choreographer wanted me to do. But when I started choreographing, and especially when I started directing and producing dance works, I decided to focus more on dance, but dance as an art, education, and entertainment. So whenever I did my works, it had to be either educational, but it still has to be arty and entertaining. If it was supposed to be entertainment, it will still be arty and educational. All the three elements had to be there all the time. And this is because I was mainly working in, with young people, youth, so people between, well, 4 to 40, so those are youth. And I was working in educational institutions. So there was always a theme. I always make sure there's a theme. So how I do that is like example, I did a 1 hour work on child abuse. And in this work, I covered a few of the types of abuse there is, because there's physical abuse, there's sexual abuse, there's emotional abuse, neglect is a form of child abuse. In Malaysia at that time, there were a lot of young girls who were getting pregnant and then abandoning the babies, like just throwing it in the dustbin. So that's like neglect plus infanticide, so it's all falls under abuse. So it's such a heavy subject. And I'm working with children because, in order to carry the story forward, the plot forward, I have to use children and adults so that you can see the disparity between the two. So if it's an adult molesting a child, you can see it's just so obvious, you know. So of course, nothing was going to be nice. But then, so that is the educational part, because in this, the people who are in the dance, they are getting educated, although we're not like sit down, blah, blah, blah. It was during the course of the production, they learn, because now you're becoming aware of what abuse is. And the same for the adults who were in performing, in the dance work. But then also watching it, they are also getting educated. Because sometimes they're not even aware that these things are happening, or this is what it looks like when it does happen. Like, some people think it's just okay to hit the child with a slipper. But if you actually see it, how violent it can become, then, of course, then, so it's educational. But then, because I also needed to make it arty, so I had to choose music and movement that it still has flow and dynamics and technique. So the art is always there. And then also the sets and the costume and all that makeup. And then to make it entertaining, there's also fun parts. I know that you cannot put abuse and fun together, but I mean, for example, we have the brothel scene, which is the red light district scene where child sex trafficking. But in the scene where the children are not involved, when it's just the adults, it's a bit light, because the type of music I use, and then the kind of movement, and then the interaction between the adults is kind of, like, because you have one rich guy, the tycoon, and then you have one guy coming with the money in a plastic bag with one slipper off, So, yeah, so I mix it, because in order, I think, to educate such a heavy subject, you have to do it in an entertaining kind of way, so that people are just thinking they're having fun, but actually they are learning something. And again, like I said, because it's a theater production, it has to be artistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because many times, especially heavy subjects or something that people don't really want to look at, if you want to show them
Right.
that, it has to have some element of, the other side as well, some positive side
Yeah,
to it as well.
like a movie.
And I think it is very difficult what you're doing to combine these elements and have that balance of, that you're not making fun of the heavy subject, but you
Mhm.
are having that balance that, okay, we are lighthearted, but we also have to notice that this is happening in the society. And I think that's a very intricate position to achieve. And I would like to see it if there is any
Yeah.
documentation or if it is
Because,
happening.
yeah, it's a dance. It's a dance
It's a,
between something serious. It's literally a dance between something
yeah,
serious,
yeah,
but keeping it light, and
yeah,
making it uh and making it understandable.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absorbable, like
yeah.
something that can, yeah, be understood in a easier way rather. And I think
Yes.
dance really works in that sense that you are able to understand things better because you can actually see it happening in front of your eyes. Maybe the words are not enough there, but the body language that they see as the theater performance is going, let's say, or the expressions, when you are sitting in a chair of audience and watching it happen in front of you, it hits different, rather than just
Right.
reading an article about it, maybe, or reading it in news. If you are seeing it like that, it is just way more impactful. So yeah, I feel like it can be a very good tool for education as well, like educative
Mhm.
purposes. And um, what would you say, like in the education part itself, I have a question. Um, Apart from the serious topics, let's say, how do you think it can help educate? Now we have a lot of problem in society regarding body image, and that people are not feeling safe with their body, or in the society in general. And there's a lot of discrimination, or you know body positivity is one of the most spoken topics. And what do
Mhm.
you think is the role of dance here, like how it can kind of affect being a dancer,
Okay.
or Mhm.
Okay, how it can aid this body positivity
Yeah,
movement, right? Yeah,
yeah.
the thing is, this body positivity movement in itself is already such a controversial topic,
Hmm.
because it can range from people who think think that being anorexic is positive, to people that think being obese is positive. Like, which seems to be the trend, during when I was young, being anorexic was very in, was very vogue, because, you had all these models like Kate Moss and all this. So everybody wanted to be 10 kilos lighter than what they medically should be. And now with all Lizzo and all these obese plus size models, that they're not even plus size, they're just obese. So they're pushing both extremes, which are unhealthy extremes. So how I would do it is I would try to stick with the medical facts. I would start from there. What are the medical facts about what is supposed to be, example, when we come to weight, what is the correct weight, the BMI, the fat mass versus muscle mass versus visceral fat. And then I would work within that frame. I would not focus anything on anorexia. I would not focus on obesity. I would focus on what is this. And then again, there's also different types of body image. Because, there's the athletic type, you have the mesomorph, there's the three, ectomorph, this kind of body. So I would probably break that down into that. And then this is how the students, or the people in the dance will be learning. This is how I would be educating them, because I would have to then say, like I'm telling you now, there's this extreme and this extreme, but we focusing on the BMI, on the muscle mass, because a lot of people didn't even know, there's such a thing. And then I would say, okay, then there's the three body types, ectomorphic, mesomorphic, and endomorphic. And then which category do you think you fall in? And then when they put themselves in the category, then from there, we start to choreograph. So that, you know what I mean? And the choreography would be based on that category that they are in. So maybe the ectomorphs would be, because they're more willowy, their movements would be more willowy, and then the mesomorphs who are like more muscular, they would be like more the athletic type, and so it would be, again, it would be a dance, literally. A literal dance and a dance figuratively, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And like you said, it has many elements to look up to, like not just body positivity is one of the most sensitive topics, I feel like, that and the core of it is basically to not judge other people based on how they are looking. And that's the core point of it, I feel like. But it has gotten into many branches of, this
Yeah.
body type is good and this body type is not, and this is, or
But that's why
how
I say
it has branched.
I would just concentrate on the medical, what is
Yeah.
medically considered
Hmm.
healthy, not fashion, not what's trendy, not what you personally think. I will start from there, and then we have to work only in there then. So you cannot say, oh, but I think the obese side is still good. I would be like, no, 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 we're only working in this frame. That's why I say there always has to be a frame in the expression. So this would be my frame. It would just be within
Yeah.
this, so that it cannot become sensitive,
Yeah.
because this is the frame. So put the picture in the frame.
Mm. And at some point, like, even if you don't find yourself fitting in that frame, you can try going towards the frame instead of saying that no, however I am, it's okay, because then medically it's proven that it is.
It's not
You're
good.
saying that. And the other part is how other people see. If I am in frame type of a person, I have my body mass index in a proper position, but I don't have any right to tell other people. And that doesn't work also. Like, you're not only judging or telling them that maybe you should lose some weight or maybe you should gain some weight. It has to be understood by that particular individual, and then only the process will start. So there's no point in saying to other people as well. And basically, there's no point in telling other people what to do with their bodies. But
Right.
when you look at yourself, when you use the measurement, maybe you should start, like you're saying, with the medical measurement that is given. And then you can see where you're fitting or what type of body type you have and start working on that. Like that. Yeah.
But
And
also
I feel
because we
like
are
in
doing
dance,
dance. Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think you were going to say the same thing, because we are
Yeah.
dancers.
Yeah.
So your body, because it's your tool, it has to be in the healthiest condition that it can be. So that means medical, because you have to throw yourself into the air, maybe
Yeah,
from one foot into the air, make some beautiful picture in the air, and then land on the other foot. So you
without
need to
getting injured, so you have to
without
be
getting
at a
injured, yes. And if you're doing partner work, you also cannot be injuring your partner. Like if you
yeah,
are too heavy, you will injure your partner. And if you are too light, your partner will injure you because you know that he might break your arm or your scapula will come out or something. So,
yeah.
and because dance is physical, so the
Mm.
physique, the whole thing about dance is just about, that's why I say your body is a tool. It's not about how you feel. Your body is just this tool that's moving from point A to point B according to how the director or choreographer has programmed it to go. And all you have to do is put emotional content into the physical body and then do what you must do. And the mouth is the only organ in dance that does not work. It's not necessary. So all you do is you move and you just keep this. There's not, oh, I don't feel. No, you don't have to feel. Just keep quiet and show your expression of how you don't feel in your body. Like if
Yeah.
the choreographers do this and you don't feel like doing it, then you do that. Then of course you just get fired.
Yeah, but yeah, and it makes sense because dance or even now yoga, it automatically puts you in a healthier position. You have to be. You don't have any other choice because you can't do it otherwise.
Yeah, you
So
must have a
yeah, I
rope
get it.
here, a spare tire, and then you bend forward, and then you know how some of the postures, then you must adjust. You know how
Yeah,
when the side back here, and then it's
yeah,
like, you know, and you have to move it
yeah,
so that you can get into the asanas. No, you just don't have it there in the first place, and then you can just go.
yeah, yeah. That's true, and it just um like takes care of that part of your life that you have to be physically healthy.
Yeah, you don't even, yeah, and yes, and just by the nature of what you are doing,
Yeah,
it comes with the territory. Having a good physique will just come with the territory. Even how you eat will be
yeah,
determined. Like I remember when I was a dancer, like even now I don't know how to eat because I don't dance anymore. Before, because I was a dancer, I knew exactly how to eat because I needed more protein. I needed like for energy. I needed, I wasn't even thinking about staying in shape. It's just energy, protein,
yeah.
my vitamins. I cannot eat
Mm.
before the show because I don't want to go to the toilet or feel like my bladder is full, you know?
Yeah, it kind of allows you that environment to automatically organize yourself and, have a better physical, mental capacity. Because also when you're expressing or when you're giving that out, you're giving energy out to other people, you have to have that mental stability as well to, and discipline as well to go through the practice, do all the work that is needed, and then put out a performance which will actually energize other people or educate other people or entertain other people for that matter. So yeah, it's a full package, I'll say, like a wholesome
Yeah,
journey.
it's
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
package.
But now seeing this side and all the positives of it, I would like to also ask you in your experience if you experienced any negative sides of it, like exploitation in dance, or where you're taken advantage of, or the other side of dance.
Yeah, if there's any industry that you want to be in where there's a lot of exploitation from both sides, whether it's from the dancer side
Mhm.
or the choreographers, the admin, then this is the field you go into. Because I forgot the last time to say, I actually became a professional dancer at age 6. And the reason for this is because of exploitation. Now, why say exploitation? Now, it's not, it would be exploitation, not intentional exploitation, but unintentional. Because I was dancing with this company. I was only 6 years old. It was an informal company, but because we were doing so many performances, uh, I couldn't, sometimes I didn't even go to school. And my father used to be a manager, and he used to bring artists from overseas to perform in South Africa, and he used to manage performers. So he is the one that told the company I was working with that I need to be paid, even if it's just an allowance, because otherwise it's just child labor. And also it's just exploitation. Now, there were three other people in the show who were also minors. Everybody else were adults. I was 6. I think the other girl, I'm not going to mention the name, she was maybe 12, and the other one was 16. So we were the youngest. We were minors. Everybody else was adults. So they could make the decision whether they wanted to be paid or not. For us, it was up to our parents. So whether their parents did that, I don't know, because I was only 6 and I didn't care because my father was in charge of that. And he put a stop to that. So that is some form of exploitation, where you are doing many, many performances. They getting paid because people are coming, they're paying to see the performance. Yet I'm not getting anything, anyway. So, and then when I went into the ballet company, okay, because of the apartheid, there was some kind of exploitation, but then that's on a government level, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I feel there's exploitation because men earn more than women. I don't know now, but that time men earned more. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what excuses they gave, but I always felt it was exploitation because we all have to show up for class, we all have to show up for rehearsal, we all have to show up for dress rehearsals, we all have to show up for the performances, we're all doing the same work. Okay, depending on also your position in the company, of course, then payment will be different, but it doesn't matter. It should not be about sex. It should just be about being a dancer. Because you could both be featured dancers, male, female, you both feature dancers in the performance, but as the female, you get less money. So that is exploitation.
That's
Of course, when
unfair.
I
That's pretty.
yeah, I think it probably still happens today. I don't know, because I'm not in the ballet world for many years now. And then when I went in the commercial world, of course, here it's even worse. Because there's some like I worked in a performance in a extravaganza, which I call tits and feather shows. I'm sure you've seen those, where you wear the big feathers, you are topless, and they're all very fancy. And I could never
Yeah,
understand why I am a qualified dancer, why I had to be in a show, because in the show you have showgirls, you have dancers, you have all types of positions. But when I came in, they did not take me in as a dancer. They put me as a showgirl. Now, in order to be a showgirl, you must be at least 5 foot 10 inches tall. You must look like a supermodel. So I don't know, me, 5'4", what I am doing. That's why I feel I was exploited. And it's because I
yeah,
didn't want to perform topless. But they knew
yeah.
the only way I would do the job is if they offer me the job as a dancer. And then once I was in the show, they then decided, oh no, there's no place for you as a dancer. The only other place is a showgirl. So
Mm.
I'm already stuck. I'm already stuck. Now I have no problem with being topless because I'm an African woman. This is my culture. It's not a big deal to me. It might be a big deal to others. I don't care. I'm an African woman, very proud to be a bushman. This is my culture. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem when I'm getting exploited to be in a position that I did not
Yeah.
audition for. And another thing is, I'm a dancer. I don't need to be prancing around looking just pretty. I need to be dancing. And then even
Yeah.
if I'm dancing, I need to be doing proper, serious dancing, topless or not topless. It needs to be dancing. Okay.
I think the
And
unclarity, I think the unclarity that is there about what role exactly you're supposed to perform. And I think it happens a lot that you have been taken granted once you're part of the company. Whatever the show is happening, they'll try to put you in all the things without really asking for your permission or asking which role you want to take up and you are ready to do. And just because you're part or you're committed to that specific company or that production, you have to be, multitasking at times. And I think it is seen as, a dancer's duty. Yeah, we are part of the company and we are a part of that naming of, we are like a family. And then, that
But that's
work
not what I
happens,
signed up
which is
for.
not
Yes.
we signed
Yeah.
up
I sign
for.
up as a
And
dancer, not as a
yeah,
showgirl. If I want to be a
yeah,
showgirl, of course I know it comes with the territory to just
yeah,
prance around in feathers and look nice. But because I don't have the attributes of a showgirl. It's like me trying to go and sign up for Miss Universe. I don't have the Miss Universe qualities. So, and I am a dancer. That's what I do. And I was the highest qualified dancer in the show. It was a joke.
yeah.
And everybody's up here and I'm down here like a midget. Ridiculous. Even the wardrobe had to readjust all my costumes, all the harnesses that you wear because I'm so small.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And you did
but
not
that's how,
sign up for that. So it's
but
just,
then you know what I did? I then
mm-hmm.
went into stripping.
Oh,
So this is again where I was doing the exploitation
I see.
because strippers, because I was in shows where there's dancers and then there's also a stripper. So the
Hmm.
stripper is the highlight of the show. The dancers, we just there, nya, 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 nya. And she gets, if we're getting 500, I'll say dollars. So example, if we're getting $100, she's getting $500. We are
Yeah.
doing half an hour of show. She comes on for 5 minutes. And all she does is take off her clothes and look sexy. That's all. So I thought, okay, I'm going to exploit this because I am already topless. The difference between her and I is that she comes on fully clothed and then she takes her clothes off. And she ends
Yeah.
up in a G-string, which is exactly what we are also wearing. We wear G-string
Very,
with a lot of things. So
yeah.
what is different? It's because you have to have that name as stripper.
Yeah.
You know, that's it's like a stigma. But I was
Yeah.
fine with it because I was already this qualified dancer. You can call me whatever you want. I am still a better dancer than you. I'm still more qualified than you.
Yeah.
So,
And she
so
was
who
doing
cares?
her job and you are doing your job, but now you're put
Yeah,
in this other job, so might as well.
yeah. So same thing,
Yeah.
same thing. And but the thing is, because I'm a dancer, I actually danced because I'm
Yeah.
not a sexy. I don't be sexy. I just danced. So I'll do like Billie Jean. I come on as a man, Billie Jean, and
Yeah.
then Dirty Diana I'll strip because Dirty Diana is about a street girl. So it's like also a
Hmm.
story.
Hmm.
So I exploited that. And a lot of my
Yeah.
friends got very angry because they were like, yeah, but you can't be doing this because it's not good for the strippers. Because now they're expecting all the strippers to also dance like you. They don't just want the strippers to stand there and look like just take off clothes and swing the thing around. I would have like the whole choreography and then only swing the thing for 1 second. They'll be swinging the thing for 5 minutes. But so that's why I say that's how I exploited that. And then to exploit it even further, I then started working as a trans, that time we called it transsexual. So then I would do the whole thing, like really like hardcore Billie Jean, and then strip into Dirty Diana. And then people would be, I would get even extra for that because now I'm actually a man pretending to be a
Oh,
woman.
oh,
So I
but
exploited that. But actually, I'm a woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman.
yeah, I mean,
And I could do this because I was in a different country. People didn't know me.
oh, I see.
Okay. And it was like a big secret, like with the agents. Oh, it's actually a man, but you don't tell.
Oh,
Then I got extra money. And to take it even
oh,
further, when I was in Taiwan, there's this one part of the show where they have these girls who just walk naked down the aisle and back. And I mean naked, but you can have like a cape, a cloak, and then
hmm,
like they cover themselves and then they just flash a little bit and then they cover and then flash a little bit. Up to them, you can either just walk just naked or you can do
yeah,
flash, or up to you. But there must be
hmm,
some full reveal, like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And then I thought, okay, I can also do that because there's a lot of money in that also, more than dancing, stripping, whatever. So what I
hmm,
did was, and I learned this from, I also won't mention a name, but thank you so much if when you watch this video, I learned from her how you do that.
uh-huh.
You buy, you have this fake bottom thing made.
Oh,
So
Okay.
you're actually wearing underwear, but
But
it's
it looks like,
of course, it's like the hair, it's fake.
oh,
That's why the ones with the cape, if you see someone with a cape or the cloak or a jacket that covers, they are the
oh,
so agents didn't
it's
know. This
just,
is actually the first time I'm saying it out publicly. I mean, I've said it before, but not public like this. But a lot of people do this, a lot of strippers do this, a lot of, especially nude, when they do nude strip, there is no such thing as nudity. Everyone
mm,
is wearing something, but it's a camouflage. So that's why I say there
oh,
is exploitation from both sides.
yeah, yeah.
So my agents are paying me this big, big money because there's nudity involved, when actually what I'm wearing is more than what I wear when I swim in
Oh,
public.
ah,
Yeah,
interesting.
so there's ways around it. Yeah, so this is just
Ah.
something I wanted to talk about because there's many ways to kill the cat.
Telling us a really different side of dance. And thank you so much for that, because actually these things genuinely just go unheard of and, not expressed at all. It's a very hush hush industry, I feel like. And so it's good to have you here telling and sharing openly these experiences. I'm pretty sure many people have had these experiences in general of exploitation, or, some being taken granted of, or not being paid enough, or not being paid equal to other people. And all these things happen, but no one really talks about it. And so I feel like you are doing a very uh, courageous job here for everyone to hear. And like I have seen this in classical dance forms in India, especially when you are learning some classical dance form, you are basically learning it with your guru and your teacher or your master, and their words mean a lot. So many times younger dancers, they'll do everything that the guru is telling them, and they'll do all sorts of work for them, making sure that they open up the studio space and clean it before and make it ready. All those things they'll do. And that is out of, let's say, compassion or faith, but it is also a thin line between exploitation and like you're coming there to learn, you're not there to do the
Yep.
guru's job, the other
Right. Or
things.
to do the maid's job, auntie's job. Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yes,
I've
and
seen
willingly
that.
doing it is a completely different thing. That's an individual choice
Yeah,
to be done, but you can't expect it, and you cannot qualify the student as a good student depending on how they are treating the guru. That's just not fair.
yeah, yeah,
And I feel like in younger ages, it is easy when the master is saying that I'm doing it for you to have this experience. So you are getting paid in experience is something that I've heard a lot in dance industry, and that you're getting paid in experience. So there's no actual money, but you are gaining experience. So you should take this opportunity that we are giving you to. But
yeah,
it is again a thin line between uh you know
yeah. Now again,
asking
you
for,
see,
yeah,
if the guru is getting money for it, then
yeah,
he should at least give the students, like I said, when I was 6, I was not getting a salary because that would be child labor, but I
yeah,
was getting an allowance, like a what we call per diem, like
yeah,
just something, like every time we go, I get something, like let's say in dollars, I just make up a figure because I can't remember. Let's say I get $10 per performance,
yeah,
which, and I get food. They pay in kind, or they give
yeah,
at least allowance, like
yes.
allowance, $10, like you can buy yourself, buy your
Mhm.
Barbie doll, another dress or something.
Yeah, it is a tricky thing to be in, and especially in field of arts, I feel like, where a professional, and if you're mixing professional and personal connects, and it gets very tricky. Like in a company,
But
you can just have a contract signed, and in dance also you have a contract signed and with every detail mentioned, but
it
I
has to
don't
be
think
in there, yeah.
people in arts do that
Yeah.
as
The other
much.
thing also is the exploitation can also happen between, like, especially in the commercial world, between the client and the dance company. Like I had my own company. And then there's the client. Let's say the client is Levi's. So they commission me to do, or they hire me to maybe launch their new fashion jeans, you know. But then there's a middleman. So Levi's tells the middleman they paying me, they want a 50,000 US dollar job. Then the middleman comes to me and tells me Levi's wants a 5,000 US dollar job. So he's
Yeah,
pocketing the rest. So of course, I am only going to give Levi's a 5,000 worth job
yeah,
because that's what they, and then of course, then Levi's gets angry with me because my work is not up to standard.
yeah,
But it's because the middle person is exploiting Levi's and me
mm,
by undercutting me and undercutting Levi's. You know what I mean? Because I know
yeah,
if
yeah,
Levi's told straight they're giving me $50,000, whoa, man, I would be giving them the full
yeah,
production. You know, I would give them something worth $50,000. But now you're telling me 5,000, then that's what you're getting. You
yeah,
see, so there's also a lot of that kind of exploitation. Or when
mm,
there is a job, a company will say we are launching something, send your
yeah,
proposal. So I send my proposal, and then they say, "Oh, we like the concept, we like the idea, but the pay the cost is too high. You're asking for too much. Can you come down?" Then I say, "No. If I come down, that means I can give you all the costumes, but there'll be no dances. You know, you need to, because the
yeah,
budget won't." And then they'll be like, "Okay, never mind." And then I see them do the launch
mm,
using a different company, but my concept. You
yeah.
know, the
Oh,
concept. I worked
that is,
3 months for
mm,
all the designs. I did the costume designs, chose the music, everything. Yeah. So there's always exploitation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I have also like heard some examples about this, like the intellectual property stealing this, that you
Yes.
can't really, because artistic ideas are ideas, and you can't really say that, oh, this is my bag that is put there on an exhibition. You can't say that because the person will always claim the idea to be theirs,
Yeah. But now
you
I
know?
do that. But I do that now. I claim
Yeah.
intellectual property. It will be in the contract there, or even in my proposal. But then I won't get
Mm.
the job because they don't want that hassle of having to deal with me. Because
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
a professional. I'm
They
too,
just want
again,
to,
when you're in the arts, they don't want you to be too professional.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah,
know what they want. Because now I'm being
yeah.
professional. You know, everything is in order. They also don't want that. They want some wishy-washy person who will just
Yeah.
go whatever they want. Yeah, yeah. So I don't
The
do that. And
moment
that's
you
why I
start
work
taking
that much.
care, yeah, the moment you start taking care and of your intellectual property, or when you start having professionalism in that, like, I need a contract before I go ahead with this work. If you ask them, they'll just go with some other person who is ready to do for the sake of art, and they'll just
Yeah. Oh, yes, it's art. And then how much?
yeah,
And then at the end of the day, they come crying. Oh, they only paid me $10 for a 2 hour
yeah,
weekend performance. Yeah, well, your loss. Yeah. So there is, I mean, but this is human nature.
yeah,
Like I said, even I did it. If there's
yeah,
room to exploit someone, then what can you do? You either beat them or
yeah,
you join them. So like what I did with all the things I was doing, I was just joining them because also they're being stupid.
yeah,
Pay a stripper more than a dancer. Why? They're wearing the same outfit, except that the dancer is changing her clothes taking her clothes off in the wings, and the stripper's taking the clothes off in front of the audience. Same actions.
yeah.
Just the stripper's actions has got music to it. There's background to taking off the shirt. So I can also take off my shirt and put music on it because same thing. Anyway, that's show
I
business
think
for
it's
you.
a very, very, very different perspective, and I'm really glad that we are having this conversation because it is looked at as different. Like in the beginning, when we started about education and entertainment, and so I feel like many of the dance styles have only been looked at as entertainment, like pure entertainment, and that's where even for the concept of dance, the exploitation starts to happen because then anyone can do anything and it will be called dance, and it
And
will get
entertainment, yeah,
paid.
but entertainment is anything. I can spit on the
Yeah,
floor, and I mean, if you are entertained, you are entertained. Some people like to see people spitting all over the floor. I mean, I've seen a contemporary work when the guy did that. He was just
yeah,
spitting all over. People loved it.
yeah. So I think that is also a form of, we can say, exploitation of the yeah.
Of the
But
arts.
but it goes, I think it just goes under the freedom of expression. Like you have the freedom to express whatever you have, the way you have. So I mean, it's again, I'm coming back to the, it's their personal choice kind of, you
Then
know,
I don't know. Yeah. No, I'm very for expression within a frame. There has to be boundaries. It has to make sense.
Hmm,
Uh, otherwise, otherwise it's just
interesting.
rubbish. Then my husband can do it. My husband who doesn't know absolutely nothing, but he can also just go stand and twirl around and say it's expression. When I know he's not, he's just confused. He doesn't know which way to go. But then someone, oh, look how beautiful he moves. Look at the swaying in his shoulders. Look at the movement of his hair as it flows in the breeze and it's following the rhythm of the music. But he's not, he's just looking around because he's not sure if he should go this way or this way. That could be a whole piece, a whole dance piece.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Let's say now, after all this journey and all this experience that you have had, and I remember that you are also now taking classes again, wherever you are traveling, you are taking classes there. So, what type of work you are currently focusing on?
Okay, so actually what I'm doing now, I've been doing
Mhm.
since 1997, I think. It's just that
Okay.
I'm restructuring it. So after all the stuff that we've been talking about, like what we talked about last week and today, it culminated in me having to develop my own dance syllabus.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because I wanted to work with people who are trained, who can do my work, and who also, because dance is philosophy. So there has to be, when you teach, there has to be a philosophy behind your teaching. And so that they can have this philosophy. And my philosophy is that the body is the tool. I've been saying that all the time. And that dance has to be within a expression within a frame. So I needed this type of dancer who was on the same wavelength as me, so that when I choreograph a work, I don't have to first erase everything they've learned before and then retrain them to be able to do my work properly. I just have people who are trained my way, they know what I want. I can just do one movement and they already know how to, like what the rasa or the technique. So I decided to develop my own jazz dance syllabus. It's called the Celeste Studio of Performing Arts Jazz Dance Syllabus. I'll give you the link to the
Sorry, can you
Facebook
repeat
page,
that again?
Celeste Studio of Performing Arts. And then it's
Okay.
a jazz dance syllabus. So it's the US jazz dance, because jazz dance originated in the USA. I mean, it has its roots in Africa, but because of the slave trade, it went to the US. And then, so my syllabus trains people from the age of, well, now we have a baby what do you call it? Pre-program. But so let's say from 4, but really structured from age 8 to professional. So as a professional dancer, and I also have teachers courses, lecturers courses, examiners courses. So it's a whole system, where you get licensed, teachers are licensed, and then they enter candidates for examinations. And these candidates, you go up level by level, and then for higher education, you can go into the teachers
Mhm.
program, or you can go into the dancers program, and then after that it's up to you. So I have dancers all over the world who have branched out into other things, so they use what I taught them as a springboard to do something else. which is the idea. Because as a dancer, you must be able to push again. Your body is a tool. The tool must be able to be trained this way, but it's also able to expand into something else. So currently, that is what I focus on mainly. I'm focusing on the expansion part, on the restructuring part, because now, we were talking about TikTok, and I can't do long productions. And I normally collaborate with my students, ex-students who are now teachers and now dancers of other, genres. And anyone, probably in the future, I'll even ask you if you would be interested in doing it. So this is what I do now. So I do more, like I say, still my syllabus, but I'm restructuring it so that it can fit what the trend of today, the 30-second trend. Yeah.
I see. Very interesting. Mm-hmm.
Because it has to change with the times. It has to change with the times. Because again, when it comes down to what is modern dance and what is contemporary dance and what is jazz dance, to me, it's always very confusing, because to me, anything that's not ballet or classical or folk is modern and contemporary. Because contemporary means of the time. So what is the contemporary trend of the time now? It's 30-second dance movements. And then what is modern? The modern dance style is like just all this hip hop stuff. You see, so to me, there's no modern and there's no contemporary, because when I'm using English language, it's just what is trending now. But what is the foundation of your movement? So the foundation of the movement could be Indian classical dance, but it's the modern version of it, or the contemporary, which is now. It's not, I don't feel it's something on its own. Like it's a whole, but this is just me. Because to me, jazz dance is modern and contemporary. Because what we are dancing today, even in the disco, is what we would call jazz dance. Anything that has the beat, the heartbeat, the double bounce, anything that moves in this beat, that uses this rhythm, is modern or contemporary. Anything that has the waltz 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, or 4, 4, that is not 1, 2. So that's not modern or contemporary.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just how it works in my mind.
I see. I mean, again, I'm coming back to a point where you have given a lot of food for thought. So I would just like to thank you so much again, and thank you very, very much for giving your time and giving your valuable experiences here. So yeah, thank you so much for it.
And thank you for having me. Okay, namaste.
Yes, namaste, my pleasure.
See you again. Okay, bye-bye.
So that's how amazingly the talk went. For more such videos, please subscribe, like, and share it with other people. Thank you so much for watching.